Hey guys, today we are doing a mouse shootout. I've got my friend with me here, Amit. He's going to take us through his mouse collection. Some of the best mice for productivity work as a radiologist, as a doctor. Some of the best mice for gaming, daily use, general clicking around on windows. We're going to go through each mouse, its price point, the good, the bad. Let's get into it.
Let's get it! Hi Anoop, thanks for having me. So,
yeah.
I guess just as a bit of an intro, I'm a radiologist based in Australia. So these are all the mice that I've picked up during my training over the last 5 years, just been experimenting with a few different mice. So what's unique about radiologist is you do a lot of scrolling mouse and extra keys, extra buttons are also very helpful because you can put some extra macros and get you through the work quicker. As a general reference for most people, you want a mouse that's comfortable for your hand, preferably lighter, and preferably has as many extra buttons as possible, so you can macro in extra buttons and extra functions onto the pack system. So with most of these mice, I experimented a lot just to find what's the best fit for me. I'll assume that most people will hold their mouse in a palm grip, which is like so. But we'll talk about some alternatives for people who might fingertip grip like so, or claw grip their mice.
Which one do you want to start with?
Number one, the best mice I think for most radiologists would be this one, the Razer Basilisk V3 Pro. This is a wireless mouse. This costs you approximately $200, but recently it dropped down to about 150 Australian dollars. You can buy it off Amazon or any retailer. So the reason why I think this is one of the best mice for radiologists is it's a very comfortable shape. For palm grip, it should fit most people with medium to large sized hands. It's good for sort of ergonomic and long-term use. It has some extra buttons. So it has sort of 1, 2, 3, and the scroll wheel also sort of goes side to side. So 6 extra buttons, and also it has the free scroll feature. So if you press the button just behind the scroll wheel, as you're scrolling, the mouse can scroll, the scroll wheel becomes free, so it scrolls through very quickly. So it helps you if you're scrolling through like a large CT or MR with lots of images. So this is the best mouse for most people, straight up. A cheaper option, you can get the wired version of this. That's the Razer Basilisk V3 wired. That costs approximately 70 Australian dollars. So that's also a cheaper alternative. And it's a very high quality, very premium feeling mouse. The only downside, it's a bit on the heavier side. The weight is, as you can feel, it's a bit chunky. It's about 110 grams. So it's not a lightweight mouse by any chance. But the good things are, like I said, the quality, the premium feel, the ergonomics, the coating is good, and all the extra buttons and extra features and the scrollable free scroll button you get. Like I said, this is the best mouse for most people. I have the black and the white. One's for my home setup, one's for my work setup every day. The second best mice, I would say, for most people, I don't have it here, but I've had it in the past. It's the Logitech G502X.
It's on the same form factor, right?
Same form factor. It would be the Logitech G502X wireless. It has more buttons than the Razer. Personally, the only thing I didn't like about that mice was the scroll wheel. It's just very notchy and very uncomfortable. That was a very personal thing, but that's the second best alternative for most people.
And you are all wireless everything, right?
I have used wired in the past, but currently all wireless. Moving on to the number 3 best mice. Again, that's also an alternative to the Razer Basilisk form factor, is this one here. This is the glorious Model i2 wireless. I've got 2 of them. Again, same thing, one for work, one for my home setup. This is much lighter than the Razer mouse. This is around 75 grams. So it's a big noticeable difference from the Razer Basilisk. It has less buttons than the Razer and the Logitech. It only has 2 extra buttons just sort of behind the scroll wheel and 3 buttons on the side, and you can have a layer, this extra thumb button, which works like a shift key, so you can macro a second layer of buttons. You can do that with all 3 mice, the Razer Basilisk, the Logitech G502, and also the Glorious. It also lacks the free scroll feature, which is useful for, like I said, for scrolling through CTs. But it's a lighter mouse. It's a little bit cheaper, I think 110, 120 Australian dollars. So just a little bit cheaper than the Razer Basilisk. There's also a wired version, which is even lighter. So number 4, best mouse for radiologists. I also don't have that one on me, but that's the Razer Naga. That's an MMO mouse. It's a mouse with just a lot of buttons. So it's very good for macroing. You can macro lots of things, windows, signing off reports, saving reports, whatever. I just don't like that mouse because it's too big, it's too heavy, the shape just doesn't suit me. But if you're someone who really wants the extra buttons, extra macros, Razer Naga series is a very good one to look into.
What's good for gaming is also very good for productivity and like daily work as well, isn't it?
Yes, exactly. And Razer Naga is a very good MMO mouse, so people who play those MMO games with lots of features, you've got to cast spells and whatever.
World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft, that's right, or League of Legends. You can just cast a lot of stuff. So Razer Naga is very good for that. Moving on to the fifth best option. These are just alternative mice for people who they might hold their mice in a different way. The first three mice assume you palm grip, but if you fingertip grip or claw grip, you might prefer a different shape. Best mice in this series would be the Logitech G Pro Superlight. That one again costs around 150 to $200 Australian dollars, but you can also get the MCHO's A7 Ultra. This one will cost you around $60. So about half the cost of the G Pro Superlight. Another alternative is the Incot G23, which you were meant to bring and you forgot.
I've been using that on the daily.
And how do you find that one?
It's amazing, I love the coating, the simplicity, how fluidly it moves, the lightness, long use, no problem.
MCHO's is the same thing. It's a very comfortable shape. Most people can use this. Most people and most hand sizes can use this. It's a light mouse, 60 grams. The coating is good, the quality is good. The only thing I didn't like about the original MCHO's A7 that I bought, the skates were very muddy, very slow. So I just replaced them for custom ones. You can just buy them from anywhere. But the MCHO's A7 version 2, V2, comes with better skates. And alternatively, your Incot G23, out of the box, that's a very good mouse. I would probably get either the Incot or the MCHO's A7. If you want to go for Logitech, then GPX Superlight or Superlight 2 would be the alternative. Again, it costs about 2 to 3 times the amount of a MCHO's or an Incot.
And the thing with skates is see how it goes on your mouse pad. Maybe all you need is like a good mouse pad and you don't need to really change the skates, but see how you go. But I think for most people, they probably have a default mouse pad. So I'm assuming most people who are watching this video are not really into peripherals. They just want something that they can buy, they can pick it up, and it just works for them. Last option is for people with smaller hands. If for any reason these mice are too big or too uncomfortable for you, you have smaller hands, then these are the two suggestions, and I think you like them as well. So one is the MCHO's L7. L7 or L7 Plus. L7 is for small hands. L7 Plus, which is what the pink one is for small to medium hands, but definitely not for large hands. It has a hump at the back, so it's good for smaller hands and it's good for sort of the claw grip and the fingertip grip. So that pink one over there. So L7 or L7 Plus. The alternative is the M7, MCHO's M7 series. So I actually picked up this one. For work use as well. But now feeling this L7 Ultra in hand, that hump at the back does fill out my hand very nicely. I think maybe in the future I might check out this L7 Ultra Plus, because just using them side by side, they're both good. Maybe it's a bit on the small side though. You have at least medium-sized hands. But the L7 is very light. It's I think around 50 grams. Whereas the M7 is 60 grams. Most lightweight mice nowadays are around 60 grams, give or take. And as you can see, they come in some sick colorways, so pick the one that suits your keyboard and your aesthetic.
Finally, we have a dishonorable mention. It's a real diss. So the MX Master 3S.
Very popular.
I don't know why. Most channels, most articles that I read really raved on about the MX Master 3S, and they said that this is the best productivity mice. It may be for people who do Photoshop, video editing, those sort of things, especially with the horizontal scroll feature. But for radiology, this is a terrible mouse. I used it, I hated it. I think it's a very heavy mouse. I think it's close to 150 grams. With the amount of scrolling and sort of moving your mouse you do in radiology, this will definitely give you RSI. The shape is just too aggressive of a hump. And it really forces your arm in that position. Also, the scroll wheel, it just doesn't feel good. So this is, a lot of people will really rave on and really swear by this mice, but I just don't think it's a very good mouse for radiology. So dishonorable mention, MX Master 3. How did you find it? You used it for programming?
I used it at least once a week for programming and general data work, and I would say that while you initially feel very good about it, it's like it feels premium in hand and that sort of thing. After a while, it's clunky. The clicks aren't tactile. And then on top of that, it's just a little uncomfortable in the hand for long use. The fact that you have a horizontal scroller, but it's not that really usable or practical to use. I didn't even use it for Excel or anything. In general, I drifted towards other mice, and then this white colorway gets dirty very, very quickly.
Yep.
And you're cleaning it up every couple of uses. To be honest, when there are cheaper and better mice and more gaming-oriented mice that are better for productivity, like why would you use something like this? But I will say, like, some people prefer it for their productivity workflow for certain reasons. So horizontal scroll, maybe one of them, and infinity scroll. Like,
but definitely not for radiologists. Maybe for video editors. Probably not for programmers and coders as well, I think.
Yeah, no, there's just better options. And look at the aggressive hump that you're looking at versus something like this. So I think that brings us to the end of the shootout.
Yes.
Yeah.
All these mice are purchasable. None of these are. All these mice you can buy it off Amazon or whatever your local retailer is. None of these are crazy enthusiast mice which you can't get your hands on. You can either get them from Amazon, eBay, or you can probably get them from AliExpress. But these are all mice you can buy in Australia as of today, as of right now. So all accessible.